Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. I'm Melissa, and today's video is a video idea that I just came up with a little bit ago because I'm cooking dinner and I thought it would be fun to have you guys cook dinner with me. Actually us, because my husband's here. He's gonna be helping me. And then I thought about, I'm not sure what the title of this video is gonna be yet, but I thought about how we have been ordering meal kits and getting like delivery boxes and stuff. And so I'm gonna show you guys some of the tips and tricks that I use to like hack those boxes to make them work for a very large family. We have 7 people in our family. And if you guys have ever gotten a delivery box, like Blue Apron, HelloFresh, what are some other ones? Green Chef, there's like a bajillion of them. You know that like they typically only serve 4 people. So I get those meals every week, but I make them feed 7 people, and we typically have leftovers, right?
Yeah,
like for lunch the next day. So I kind of make it go pretty far, and I'm gonna show you guys how I do that. So I'm gonna hand off the camera to my assistant and cameraman.
Here I am, and here's Melissa. So what's the word? What are we doing? Where do we start?
Yeah, we're gonna start with, okay, so we actually get HelloFresh. And this channel, I haven't had a sponsorship with them on this channel, but we have worked with them in the past on the vlog. This video is not sponsored. We actually are currently paying for the service ourselves because we do really like it. I will say that because of this pandemic and everything going on, that I feel like the meals have gotten a little bit more simple. There's a lot of potatoes, a lot of like carrots, you know, same vegetables. Like you see that
but you can pick.
But you can pick, you do get some choice. And I know that most of the meal kits do let you kind of select what you'd like that week. These are the ones that were sent to us this week. We got roasted pork tenderloin, barbecue pork and apple meatloaves, and then onion crunch chicken.
Ooh, so, onion crunch.
So this is enough.
Fancy.
Like that they send, it comes in these little bags.
So are we cooking all 3 of them right now?
No, because that's what we do. What we do is different. I use this as kind of like a grocery delivery service. I do make the recipes on here, but not like how it shows you here. What I'm actually gonna be cooking today is meatloaf, actually, I am cooking what this looks like here today. So I am going to be making it like how it is in here today, but I'm gonna be utilizing, oh my God, some other ingredients as well to kind of like beef this out.
And also, I think something you do that you might not mention right now is sometimes over the last month or so, like we'll see something like this and we'll just add like double the potatoes, double the beans, and double the chicken, and add some of our own seasoning. Yeah, so that's actually
what I was gonna say, because like for example, like this recipe, I'm not gonna be making sweet potatoes at all because I don't like sweet potatoes. Well, the kids do, but I'm not gonna be making this for a meal because it just came in one. But this meal has green beans in it, and this meal has green beans in it. So actually what I'm gonna be doing today is kind of deconstructing these bags, and I'm going to be taking out all the green beans out of all of them and just serving them on the same day. So we're gonna be having green beans tonight, and then we're actually gonna be having potatoes because the third recipe has also the same kind of potatoes. So I'm actually gonna be taking the potatoes from that recipe and the potatoes from this recipe and making mashed potatoes with all of them, because our kids don't, and I don't, same with me, like I don't really care for roasted potatoes. Yeah. I mean, I don't know, do you like them? I don't know. They're not my favorite.
I like everything.
And then this meal I actually didn't even pick. I picked like tacos or something, and because of everything going on, they had to substitute other meals. They were like out of tacos, so they sent us this. I would have never picked this because I don't like squash, and this one comes with zucchini. So we might give like the zucchini that came in it to like a neighbor or something.
Do you ever add ingredients that aren't in the boxes? Because it looks like you're just combining.
I'm combining them, but then I add other ingredients as well. So like if they send us stuff for like roasted potatoes and we don't like roasted potatoes, I will make something. I'll make scalloped potatoes or mashed potatoes, or something with the vegetables that I've done too. Like a lot of the times they send these bags and they just tell you to like microwave them. I never microwave vegetables. Like I'll saute it or I'll put it in the broiler. These I'll probably saute today, but that just makes it taste a lot better. They do send a lot of seasonings and stuff, which I do utilize those, but since I add extra things to the meal, sometimes I add a little bit of my own. Like I'll have my own garlic because I like garlic. You know, sometimes I add red pepper flakes to something because it doesn't have red pepper flakes. And I like it spicier. We also will add in like a loaf of bread from the store or a bagged salad kit. Like, I don't know if you guys can see this over here.
Yeah. Are we using the Instapot? Is that why it's out?
Today we are. So I'm not making, that's a good thing that that you mentioned that, because I'm not boiling the potatoes how they are in this recipe. I'm actually gonna make my own version of Instant Pot potatoes, which is not this, but they taste way better. So if you guys wanna see how to make that, I guess keep watching because I'll let you know. And then as far as the meatloaves go, they're supposed to be pork. So I'm gonna use the pork that they sent, but I'm also gonna be adding in a package of ground turkey that we got at our local grocery store. It was like $2.50, so that I can make more meatloaf, so that we'll have it for tonight for dinner and then also for lunch tomorrow. So it doesn't cost very much to supplement some of these meals, so you can kind of beef them out to feed a lot more people. And I'm sure I'm not like the only one that does this. If you guys have ever done this, let me know down in the comments below.
So are you just adding like, what's the deal with this?
That is a cooking snack.
Is that a topping?
No, I mean, it could be. Hot Cheetos are delicious. Actually, you said you don't like them, right?
No, so I kind of like most things, but for some reason, I feel like, I don't know, it's just not my jam. I mean, I like every other kind of Cheetos. Oh no, there's also Flamin' Hot, like limon. I don't like that either.
It's like another flavor.
Yeah.
So just in case you guys are wondering, like with these other recipes, since I'm kind of taking out a couple things from each of these, that just means that when I make the chicken and I make the pork, I'm gonna be putting in like a different vegetable. I'll be making whatever we have on hand. We've been getting, what's the name of the company?
Imperfect Foods.
We signed up for Imperfect Foods. Again,
Yeah.
not sponsored. We just signed up for it because we thought, hey, that's cool. Let's check it out. We really like it so far. You can even show them like all the stuff that we've been sent in the
Some's
last
from the
week.
store, like the bananas are from the store, but they send us like, oh, look at this little tiny watermelon. It's a little bit too small for the store, I guess, so we'll throw it in your thing. And then they got,
But some of the stuff
they
is,
got
like,
pears,
really
and they
fine.
got, you know, and some oranges, cuties, and kiwis, and all sorts of good looking little fruits. So maybe they're just not exactly the right shape or whatever the requirement is, or maybe the store's only bought so much of their produce and they sell the rest
I was
direct.
just gonna say that, like it's called Imperfect Foods, but I feel like most of the stuff that they have is actually surplus. And I feel like the pricing's pretty good because we get the biggest box they have every week and I pick everything they send, plus we usually add in meat, dairy, and eggs. And it's $60 or less, like
Yeah,
every
it's
week.
pretty good deal.
So it's a really good price, especially like now during this time when we're like not going to the grocery stores. And then if you guys were wondering about pricing for HelloFresh, if I can, our code with them might still be active from our last integration we did. So if I can find that, I'll link it down in the description box below. But the 3-meal plan, if you get 3 meals a week for that feed 4 people each, it's like $90, I want to say.
Okay.
So that's in case you're wondering about the pricing. It is a little more expensive probably than if I went to go buy these ingredients myself, but I feel like it's really good. I do feel like it kind of stretches you out of your comfort zone with cooking sometimes.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that it's like kind of all.
It also kind of teaches you to cook. Like if you didn't
I
know what
know
you're,
how to cook.
not you per se, but like if somebody didn't know how to cook at all, it's like, oh, this is how you prepare it.
I do think that that is true. Cause I used to never like saute like chicken or what, is that what this called when it's meat? Saute vegetables. You don't saute it.
Yeah.
Like you cook it in a pan on the stove instead of like in the oven or on the barbecue or whatever.
Pan fry?
Maybe, yeah, sure. So I never used to do that, but now I do it all the time because a lot of these recipes call for it. I don't think the one today does though. I think we're baking these meatloaves. Anyway.
I want to do the recipe where we just
This is
throw
like
it all in here and then we go out
ratchet
to the
cooking
pool.
with Melissa. That might be another thing I was thinking about for this channel, and if you guys want to see it, let me know. I was thinking about doing like a top 5 Instant Pot meals or sheet pan meals, like stuff that we use for our family all the time that we enjoy. So if you guys are interested in seeing that, let me know down in the comments below.
Some of the prep is done, but plenty of prep to do. Don't worry, you guys didn't miss anything.
We just washed. I can't even talk. I can't
Wash?
talk today.
We did wash.
We washed the potatoes and then I grabbed a couple other things. So this recipe card, it came with an apple to put in the meatloaf, which I've never done, but we'll definitely try it out. But I am a huge proponent of hiding as many vegetables and fruit as I can into my kids' meals. So we're also going to be using some mushrooms and onion that's gonna be going in the meatloaf. And what I do to make it like invisible to my children, this mom hack, is I take my blender Cuisinart thing and I blend them up really tiny and I just mix it in. So I also think that the mushrooms and stuff will help keep it moist, which probably is why they threw the apple in. So I'm kind of doing like a modified recipe basically. I'm gonna be using their seasoning though. It's just the potatoes, I'm gonna be doing something a little bit different. So to do the potatoes in the Instant Pot, I'm just cutting them all in half. And once I'm done cutting them in half, I'm gonna throw them in the pot and I'll show you what I add in to make them extra delicious. So I threw all the potatoes in here after I cut them in half, and the only thing that I'm gonna add to this is a can of chicken broth. If I had used more potatoes, I probably would have had to add a second can because you kind of want it to look like this. Or if you want some, see how it's almost to the top of the potatoes? This is kind of a smaller batch than I normally make. So if you use more potatoes, just add more chicken broth, or you could use any broth. You could use beef broth too, or vegetable broth. I just have chicken broth in the pantry, so that's what we're using. And then I'm gonna put some salt in here.
Whoa, not too spicy.
That's hilarious. And also a little bit of pepper. I'm gonna season it after it's done as well when I add my dairy to it. But for right now, I'm just gonna add a little bit to kind of get it going. And then I'm just gonna put it on pressure cook for 7 minutes and then let it do like the natural pressure release thing for 7 minutes.
All right, so when I make your recipe thing here, so it's 4 cranks and 3
Shakes.
dashes. Yeah,
Yes.
perfect.
Yes, we're very precise when we're cooking in this house. So 7 minutes, and then we're going to release the rest of the pressure and take a peek and start mashing them.
Ooh, not much room in there.
I know, right? This is the part where we trick the children into eating vegetables by grinding them up really tiny. That's what you want them to look like. I also do this trick when I make spaghetti sauce and I put like a ton of vegetables in it and the kids never know the difference. So highly recommend if your kid is not wanting to eat their vegetables.
Or like under 10, because they don't want chunks of things in their food. It depends on the kid.
It does depend on the kid, but our kids will eat this and not even know that it's in there, and that's exactly what I want.
Ooh, now what?
I'm just using the cheese grater for the apple because I feel like if I put that in the blender, it might not work out so well. So I think that this should work out. And it's just 1 apple. I've never done this before. I think it makes sense though. It should be good.
And what are you doing with this? Where does the apple go again?
In the meat.
Oh.
In the meatloaf.
It smells terrible.
So this is the onions, apple, and mushrooms that are going to be getting mixed in with our meatloaf.
What smells so bad?
It's the potatoes just started cooking. It doesn't smell bad.
Oh, it's just the raw potatoes. I guess so.
It might be. It's just the potatoes starting to cook. Is this yours, the pink drink?
Maybe.
So Jeff is going to be mixing the meatloaf because I have a thing about touching raw ground meat. So he doesn't. So we added all the ingredients for the meatloaf in the bowl. I threw in some extra garlic because garlic's yummy. And you like it.
Make sure you wash your hands before you go all in.
Yeah, definitely do that. Before and after. Jeff's just mixing it all together for me. And once it's well incorporated, we're gonna make little meatloafs. All right, so this is what it looks like. Now we're gonna put it into little mini meatloafs.
Yep, little mini me's. Just little tiny meatloafs, serving size.
That was our 2-year-old.
Gemma's 2, and she is now down here.
She wants to go in the hot tub. What was it? Look at these perfect little meatloaves. Thank you, honey.
No problem. It's my forte. Tiny! Look at you, you little meatloaf. How are you doing? This is Buttercup. She's 9 years old. She likes long walks in the backyard. Sometimes she likes to go to the park.
And little pieces of cheese.
And little pieces of cheese, but right now she's social distancing. So she's been hanging out in the backyard with her new friend. Her new friend is 3.5 months old, and her name is Willow. And she is also practicing up close and personal. So where are we at right now?
So the little meatloaves are ready to go in the oven. The oven's just preheating. I decided against salad because we're actually gonna do green beans instead tonight. And I could have made garlic bread with this, but I think the kids just like it plain the best.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'm just gonna slice it and put it in a bread bowl, and then I guess we'll get started on the green beans.
So are we
cooking.
blanching them?
No.
Oh, that's one of my favorite Golden Girls.
He did learn about blanching vegetables. What was that about? When did we do that? Last week?
I don't know, I think so, yeah.
I had to blanch
Is it for Easter?
peppers for a stuffed pepper casserole I made last week, which actually turned out really amazing. And I need to write down the recipe, like how I made it, so I remember how to make it again, because it was really good. So these, I think we're just going to saute them with a little bit of oil, salt and pepper, and garlic.
Okay.
And we should be good to go. And it looks like they're already trimmed, so you don't have to trim them this time. The last time they sent green beans, Jeff had to get a little pair of scissors and was cutting the ends.
So much manual labor.
It was. So
No,
these
it
are good to
wasn't bad.
go. So we don't have to do that this time.
Nice. What's going on in here?
I just put a little bit of cream cheese and the sour cream packets in here. The sour cream packets came with the HelloFresh meals. I actually, if I have an open sour cream in my fridge, sometimes I'll use a tablespoon or 2 of that and save these for something else. So I had a bunch already, which is how we found out that there was something leaking in our dairy cheese store. So that actually probably helped us a lot. But yeah, like I said, I just used a whisk to mash these. And I left the liquid, which was chicken broth, in there, and that's exactly enough. Let me show you guys, I can take it out of here. It's like exactly enough, like look how good that looks. So now I'm just gonna season it with salt and pepper and garlic, and it's good to go.
Ooh, what's going on over here?
So I'm just making the sauce for the meatloaves. The ones we made last week had like a tomato sauce topping. This is like a barbecue sauce. HelloFresh sent these little baby barbecue sauces, which are super cute. But since we're making extra meatloaves, I actually pulled out of our pantry stockpile an extra bottle so I can add in just a little bit more because I don't want to run out for our meatloaf.
Right. Gotta keep it moist.
I hate that word. And I feel like I said it earlier and it grossed me out as I said it. I'm really sorry guys if that word is triggering to you. I did not mean it. So I'm just adding a little bit extra. I got it on myself.
Just a scotch.
A scotch. And then there's a little bit of the chili powder left, so I'm gonna put that in here too.
All right, time for the beans.
All right, so I'm just gonna put a little bit of olive oil in a pan and get that going with some garlic. And then we're just gonna saute the beans with salt, pepper, a little bit of red pepper flakes, and we'll be good to go.
Riveting.
I know, this is riveting footage.
So how long do the beans stay in there and get tossed around?
Like 5 minutes. It doesn't take very long at all to saute them. I'm just gonna move them around so they all pick up some of the garlic, and then I'll season it with the salt, pepper, and stuff. I just pulled the meatloaves out of the oven and they smell amazing.
Oh yeah.
I may or may not have tasted that little corner piece and it was delicious.
All right, that's the chef's right.
It's so different though because like we had meatloaf last week and it was like a tomato based recipe and this is like so different but like
barbecue,
so good
great.
in a different way. So it'll be interesting to see what the kids think of it, but I think it's delicious. All right guys, dinner is served. These little meatloaves look amazing. Green beans look great, mashed potatoes, gravy, bread. We did it, high five.
High five. I do have one pro tip for you, and I found out the hard way. I love it, like almost everything, right? But ketchup and gravy, no.
Did you?
Can't.
When did you have ketchup and gravy?
So if you have like ketchup-y kind of meatloaf, but then mashed potatoes and gravy, you can't just mix it all and eat it. It's bad.
Are you gonna test it with barbecue sauce and gravy tonight?
No, I'm not gonna risk it. I know the meatloaf is good. I know the mashed potatoes and gravy are good.
So eat them separate.
Very rarely would I say that, but you just have to. Just trust me.
All right guys, thank you so much for cooking dinner with us tonight. This is kind of a strange video idea. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know down in the comments below if you did, and don't forget to thumbs up this video and subscribe if you're not already. And if you guys comment enough down below, and if you're interested in the recipes, maybe I'll do a blog post over on the website.
And she'll just make up the recipes for you because she kind of just figured it out as she went.
No, I have it's all in here. It's all in here. All right guys, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.